Coming up on the Sports Desk, no, it's not quite football season, but you sure got a lot of it coming your way this week. We revisit the Sports Desk 2012-2013 yearbook with some major stories that went down on the gridiron this year. You remember a couple squads that caught fire last fall and rode the wave all the way to the CIF's big show. Plus, there's a special guest in the house to talk Elko football as we see what the Warriors have to look forward to both here in Torrance and for a few standouts ready to step their game up in other parts of the country. And, of course, football players aren't the only athletes using off time in the summer months to train. The Sports Desk checks out the Pangos Hoops Camp, where one Torrance baller had to earn an invitation to fine-tune his game. All that's coming up today and more right here on the Sports Desk. Hey there, Torrance. How's it going? Welcome to another week with us right here on the Sports Desk. I'm your host, Wan Hernandez. All right, we're going to kick things off on the show this week right where we left off last week, diving right back into the Sports Desk 2012-2013 yearbook. It's our own little look at not everything that happened on each campus this school year, but rekindling a few of the special stories that shaped each school's athletic storyline. For some schools, it was drama on the diamond or success on the pitch, but at North High, it was all about one high-powered offense's exciting journey to the top. For a few months at least, if you walked the halls of North High and said something about the Big Three, an eavesdropper would have known you weren't talking about LeBron, D-Wade, or Chris Bosh. Nope. One of our many new additions to the Sports Desk, Karen Breet, takes us back to last fall when Mikey, Devontae, and George practiced touchdown dance after touchdown dance.
A dismal 2-8 record in 2012 left North football with question marks in their expectations column as the 2013 season approached. But that was the only time this year North questioned their talent on the gridiron. A season-opening loss to Redondo Union didn't bother the Saxons. Their offense was potent and productive, scoring 35 points, and their Big Three emerged as a force that would dominate the Pioneer League.
We have two great receivers, me and Mikey, so they can't just double on one. They have to be aware of Mikey's speed and my height, so we balance each other out.
Quarterback Jorge Hernandez and wide receivers Devontae Jenkins and Michael Jurado led the attack, making the big plays together and individually, helping the team to 3- and 5-game regular season win streaks. Undefeated in Pioneer League play, North faced defending league champion Torrance for the title for the second straight year. Most expected a fierce matchup, but the Saxons had other plans. Stunning the Tartars with a 54-point shutout, North avenged last year's loss, clinching the Pioneer League title outright for the first time since 2004. Heading into the CIFs with momentum, a sidelining knee injury to Mike Jurado meant a new hero would have to step up in order for the Saxons to advance. That hero? The Saxon defense in complete control of the 27-0 Oak Park defeat. In rounds 2 and 3, North's strength on both sides of the ball continued, and we saw depth beyond their dynamic Big Three. Running back Corey Cox, who hadn't started all season, broke out 9 carries for 121 yards and 2 touchdowns in the 42-34 win against Gladstone. And it was another superior showing from the Saxon D in round 3, holding top-seeded Bishop Diego to just 14 points, punching North's ticket to the finals. With a chance to bring home the first CIF championship in school history, 4th-seeded North faced 2nd-seeded Nordhoff. Nordhoff overpowered a Saxon offense that was unable to establish their well-known rhythm. North had opportunity with 3 interceptions and an 80-yard Corey Cox scoring run, but couldn't capitalize, losing their 4th of 4 CIF title shots. Despite the heartbreak, senior Mike Jurado gave loyal Saxon fans hope for the future.
It runs like in the family, like you said. My cousin, my dad, grandpa, or uncle. It just hurts. Try to get the first one in the family, but we fell short.
All right, so how long do we have to wait till the next person in the family gets a shot?
Hopefully my little brother. Hopefully so. You probably wait like 3 more years.
Thanks for that, Karen. And just to give you a little perspective on how stellar that season was for the Saxons, they captured their first Pioneer League title since 2008, and while the turnaround of the defense last fall was a wildly overlooked factor in North's massive success, it was impossible not to gawk at the video game numbers those Saxons put up. The Air George attack, as we called it, never posted less than 30 points in the regular season, with the exception of a non-league 30-27 loss to CIF finalist West Torrance. That loss to West bookended by the 3-win and 5-win streaks Karen mentioned. In those stretches, the Saxons outscored their opponents 154-17 and 213-84 respectively. So, long story short, in North High's 8 regular season wins this year, the Saxons dropped a total of 367 points. That Air George attack averaged just under 44 points a game throughout the entire regular season. Now, stepping away from the SportsDesk yearbook for a moment to introduce you all to another new SportsDesk reporter, Brittany Rodriguez sticks with the theme of celebrating the success of some of Torrance's strongest prep athletes. College can be scary. The move, the debt, and a new school can all be terrifying for some, but with scholarships and a place on the squad, these 5 student athletes are heading to college with an advantage and a lot more chances to make some highlight reels.
Today we're at Torrance High School, home of the Tartars, where student athletes are signing to their colleges. And we have a guest speaker today, legendary coach Carl Strong.
These fabulous 5 ladies aren't signing autographs yet. Those are letters of intent, a commitment to a whole new playing field. Candace is calling for a lifestyle change. Lexi told us what she's anticipating missing the most.
The beach, my family, I don't know, being around the people that I've been with my whole life. It'd be hard to leave them.
She may be leaving the nest, but she's gaining her independence and embracing a whole new team.
To be on my own and just have fun, and their softball team's really good, so it'll help me improve my game.
You won't have to travel far to see Christina Washington play. This MVP wanted to keep it in Cali, and she's not taking that coveted role lightly. You heard it, Ms. Washington was named Most Valuable Player.
It means a lot. I mean, I worked really hard, so it's just good to see it pay off.
Almost all MVPs have a common characteristic about them, their ability to lead in the game and guide their team to victory. The same applies here. Christina shared her team motto.
I just like to tell them to have fun. We still need to work hard, but it's important to have fun too, or it doesn't really mean anything.
Compatibility and convenience aided in Christina's decision to attend Cal State Fullerton.
Girls and the coaches, and it just felt like the right choice to make, and it's close to home, so.
Home was not on Caitlin Johnson's mind when applying to schools. This power forward is headed to Washington State University, and she's planning on setting and making some goals for the Cougars.
They're actually a really, really good team. So they came in 4th place last season behind Stanford and all those teams. So I'm really excited to just try to contribute to them moving up in the standings to maybe 1st or 2nd, try to beat Stanford this year, and I'm excited about that.
Caitlin has a lot to be excited about these days. She holds the title for Offensive Player of the Year.
It's an honor because I worked really hard this year to really help my team to win.
Madison Brink is spiking her way up north. A change of scenery isn't the only adjustment. Brink has a new spot on the court.
My defense is pretty good. I'm actually going to Pacific Union to play libero because she didn't really have any other passers on the team, and so she was just saying that I was going to be one of the competitors for that position. And I'm not that tall, so my vertical isn't super amazing, but my passing is good, so they're actually putting me over there because she said that I was a very smart passer, and so I'm one of those kids that can kind of read the ball, and then I can kind of react to it, so I'm going to be a passer over there and hopefully starting on the team. That'd be really cool.
Brink has a positive reaction to her new position. In fact, I think she kind of digs it.
I've kind of come content with the position of being a libero because I realize that it's actually going to help me a lot with the whole quickness, ability, the agility, and potentially maybe next year, junior year, senior year, being an outside hitter. That's what I'm aiming for. But right now, I think I'm content being the libero because I do need to practice on my defense, and it'll help me become a better all-around player.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break here from the show, but when we get back, we'll pick up with some more stories from the legendary Tartar Day to show you who's headed off and where, as well as the man Torrance High brought in to honor them all and pass on a little Tartar pride.
Minds can achieve anything. we make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
You should become a mentor because a lot of our kids really need you.
My mentor is a great person.
I just love helping children.
You should become a mentor because it will be great for kids and great for you. You will enjoy it and your kids will enjoy it. All you need to do is come in, sign up, and you'll be on your way. Mentoring works. Become a mentor.
Hello and welcome back to the Sports Desk, everybody. As promised, we're going to pick right back up with some more highlights and interviews from the legendary Tartar Day. Up now, Ann Chang and the legendary Tartar coach who left them all with some words of wisdom as they take the next step in their athletic careers.
Ann Chang scored a hole-in-one when she was accepted to Harvard. She is teeing herself up on a whole new fairway. After all, golf and the great outdoors go hand in hand with good weather.
I would have to say the weather, because in Boston it would snow during the winters and we don't have that in California. So just adapting to being able to practice during the winters indoors is something that's new to me.
I asked her who she would like to play a round of golf with.
Tiger Woods, he's a really good golfer. No matter what happens, his golf game is still superb.
This is something very special, also very humbling. It really is. There's something very special about this little slim piece of land along Carson Street at Torrance High School. It's very, I spent so many years here. I feel blessed that I'm here.
This was a special send-off for the Tartars. Coach has a great way of keeping them grounded and reminding us all to take pride in our home, on and off the court. And he surely does not let us forget what's the most important, making the grade.
Thanks for that, Brittany. So 5 Tartars all off to different parts of the country with college scholarships. Their hard work started years before high school for most, and for just about any prep athlete looking to earn their way onto a college roster with the full ride, it's about way more than just being one of the best on your team. Getting to the top is one journey, but staying there is a whole different ballgame. For Bishop Montgomery point guard Justin Bibbins, taking over the reins heading into his next season is going to be about more than just redeeming losses in the CIF and SoCal regional playoffs. No, for the undersized Bibbins, his entire game is all about playing at a high speed and nonstop hustle, which is why Brittany Johnson fills us in on where Bibbins is spending his summer days training this year.
While the NBA Finals may have most people's attention right now, here in Long Beach, it's all eyes on these past and current high school All-Americans. This is the 11th annual Pongos All-American Camp. If you know anything about basketball, then you know this is one of the biggest coming out parties for the standout athletes.
Well, Dinos has been a longtime friend of mine, and he runs one of the premier basketball camps in the country for some of the finest talent. It's an early kickoff to the summer season of 2013, and it gives the media an opportunity to get a look at these kids and start to put together their list of the top players in all the different classes.
This camp gives the media a preview of the players to look out for next season, and it also helps to showcase those players some people are sleeping on. Some of the best athletes that were showcased on this very stage are none other than James Harden, John Wall, Brandon Jennings, and Shabazz Muhammad, just to name a few. And we even saw someone we know quite well here at the Sports Desk, Bishop Montgomery's very own Justin Bibbins. And don't worry, he represented the Torrance area very well.
Thank you, Brittany. Just to give you an idea of what kind of company this puts Bibbins in for this summer's camp, in 2003 when Pangos launched, it also launched the original Pangos Dream Classic. That first scrimmage drew a national television audience and over 12,000 fans in attendance, all to gather around and watch some dude named LeBron. The second year, the Dream Classic followed up by featuring another eventual lottery pick, a man all too familiar around Los Angeles after this year, the big man, Dwight Howard. So, number 21's hustle on the hardwood at Bishop Montgomery clearly turning some heads to get that invite. We'll all have plenty to look forward to in 2014 to see what the Knights can do behind their senior point guard's leadership. All right, time for one more break here on the Sports Desk today. When we get back, Jenny Phillips joins us in the studio to get us back on the gridiron. The 2012-2013 yearbook has another installment today that's going to also give us a chance to look forward and talk about what's on the horizon for Warrior football this coming fall.
Hey, what's up? I'm Bella.
Yo, what up? This is Vinny Guadagnino.
I'm Nick Cannon. Hi, I'm Aziz Ansari. That was your line.
You can help by joining DoSomething.org.
DoSomething.org.
That's why I'm teaming up with DoSomething.org.
What's up, Torrance? Welcome back with us once again on the Sports Desk. As promised, we have a guest in the house today. We're looking back on the school year that was, talking about the highlights and special stories on each campus. And for this next one, Jenny Phillips is here to take a little look at Elko football. Jenny, how you been?
Been great, Juan. I'm excited to be here.
Good. So, like we said, we're going to talk Elko football. And as we know, last fall didn't exactly go as planned for the Warriors.
There was definitely a lot of drama, but I have spent some time on campus around the team this spring, so things are looking good for the upcoming season. As we all know, though, Elko football made headlines this year. The team, the players, and even the stadium always had our attention. And now it's that time of year when football is creeping back on our radars, so we decided to take a quick look back at what the Warrior football program endured and accomplished this year. Elko's last football season was one of the tougher ones the Warriors have seen under Coach Featherstone. The offense struggled to find a rhythm as the team was plagued with injuries and academic ineligibilities. For the rivalry game against Long Beach City College, though, the Warriors definitely showed up. Elko's defense stepped up big and held Long Beach to just one touchdown. And on the scoring side, well, everyone wanted to get in on the action. The Warriors scored on offense, defense, and special teams for an impressive 59-7 victory, letting them hang on to their bragging rights for another year. Amidst all the madness of football season, there was a lot of hype about Elko's plans to build a new sports complex. With all the hype came a little bit of sadness, though, as the historic Murdoch Stadium is to be knocked down to make room for the new.
And I am told to many people this, but in my will, I wanted to put half of my ashes in the 50-yard line, dig it down 6 feet, and throw my ashes in there when I finally pass. But now I won't be able to do that.
This year, Murdoch Madness was celebrated to commemorate everything the Warriors have accomplished in the stadium. However, construction plans have recently been delayed, and Coach Featherstone and the Warriors will have one last year in Murdoch. Despite all the madness, one thing stayed consistent with Elko football. As always, Coach Featherstone and company sent many players on to Division I schools with scholarships. This year's Elko class features players at Washington State, Arizona, Arkansas, and many other schools, so be ready to see your Warriors all over college football. Don't spend all Saturday on the Pac-12 and SEC, though. There will be plenty of intriguing football right here at home. Elko is returning some key players, including quarterback Cole Webb, who was sidelined last year with an injury. The Warriors have been putting in hard work and plan to return strong for the upcoming season.
All right, and I know obviously the quarterback position, Elko football, offense, they go together. Jesse Scroggins was the big story going into last year. Tell everybody what's going on with him right now.
As you might remember, Scroggins actually transferred to Elko after backing up Matt Barkley at USC. Even though he didn't have an impressive season with the Warriors, he has been offered a scholarship to Arizona. He actually spent the spring semester in Tucson practicing with the team and is excited to compete for the starting spot next season.
Speaking of spring, you mentioned it. You've been spending a lot of time with the Warriors this spring. So what's going on with the team this year heading on into next fall?
They're looking great, Juan. I've actually made it out to a few practices and lifting sessions, and it's obvious the team is working hard. They've had a rigorous off-season training schedule, and the team definitely has matured and developed more chemistry since last season. Even though there are no organized team activities over the summer, these guys are working hard to stay in shape and ensure that they don't miss a beat come fall camp. After that unexpectedly disappointing season last year, the Warriors are willing to do what it takes to turn things around.
Awesome. Thank you for coming in and talking shop, Jenny. Appreciate it. And good to know that the Warriors, even though things didn't go as planned last year, turning things around this year. But while I got you here, why don't you fill everybody in on what you and I are up to this week on the show?
Absolutely. This Sunday is going to be the Surfing for a Cure relay at Torrance Beach. Now, for those of you who saw the feature last year on a Perfect Day surf camp, I slipped into a wetsuit for the first time and caught my first wave. Maybe no one turned me pro, but you'll remember they do some amazing things with the young South Bay athletes. And the Sports Desk gets to be a part of that this weekend. Here on the show, we'll be featuring a Surfing for a Cure relay. I'll be on the beach for the story, and Juan over here is going to be in the water. So, the Sports Desk can raise money and awareness in honor of 10-year-old Abella Weiss. Abella was diagnosed with a rare brain tumor at the age of 4, and she's still fighting. So Perfect Day and the rest of the surf community are getting together to fight for her and with her. Juan, how excited are you?
Scale of 1 to 10, like 50. Obviously. We're going to help raise as much money possible with the folks at Perfect Day, and I get to do what I love most, so I'm very excited. So for everybody who wants to join us and support, it's an open invitation down to the beach. Every dollar is a massive contribution for those of you who can help. All donations can be made online through Everlasting Smiles' PayPal donation page. It will all go directly to the Children's Hospital of LA for pediatric cancer research in honor of Abella. And how did the Sports Desk get involved with the cause, you might ask? Well, we put our email out there every week asking y'all to keep us in touch, and that's exactly how we learned about the Surfing for a Cure relay this month. So keep them coming in. Any charity event, any fundraiser that uses sports to support a good cause right here in Torrance is something we want to share here on the show. It's the Sports Desk at torranceca.gov. All right, everybody, that wraps it up for us this week. Jenny?
We'll see you guys out there on Sunday, hopefully on the beach, and we'll definitely see you on the show next week.